So today we are going to learn routing transformation, okay, router transformation and their validation. And we're starting this session, guys, for router transformation. So the condition is a source table and data is getting loaded into the target table, target 1 and target 2. The requirement is commission is 0 or null, then load the data into the reject table. So that means what happens, guys? Here the data are there, which is neither what? 0 or null. So I told you to prepare the query for the source and the target. So that is what is my requirement. So I think you all have not written that. Okay. Let me just see. Guys, this is what you have, the actual ETL testing. You have to try at least. Now, what is the requirement, guys? As per the requirement, you have to write down the query. Where source commission is greater than 1. No. Think, see. Now let me write down. It's taking so much time. First, we have to do which validation? Tell me the answers with me. Count validation. What is the requirement? If the commission is 0 or null, it will go into the reject table. Rest will go into the target 1 table. So now I have to validate the count in the target 1 and target 2. So let us do the validation in the target 1. Okay. So what we will do? First, we'll write the count for the source. Select count of a star from which table? Source table where what? Commission is not null or commission not equals to 0. That means what, guys? Here how many counts we will get? Can you just think on this query? If the commission is not null or commission is not equals to 0, how many counts we will get? Tell me. 4. No. Think. No. How many counts we'll get? If the commission is not null or commission is not equals to 0, how many counts we'll get? We'll get 3 count. Yes or no, guys?
Yes.
See, these are the 3 values which are not 0 and also these are not null. So output is what?
3.
Now in the target 1, tell me the query. Select count star from target 1. What is the output here in the target 1? 3. Yes or no, guys? Yes. Here how many records are there? 3 records. This is matching. This is validation done for the target 1 table. Yes or no, guys?
Yes.
Now I have to validate what? Next validation is data validation. So data validation we do using which query, guys? Can you just tell me? Minus query. So can you just tell me the query? Select a star from source where what? Commission is not null or commission not equals to 0 minus what?
Minus.
Select a star from what?
Target.
1. What should be the output, guys?
No results found.
No rows selected. Now, guys, duplicate check. If I want to check the duplicate in the employee number column, select employee
Vikram, so
number.
now the table name is table 1, target 1.
Yeah, this is there are 2 targets, right? Here, this is target 1, this is target 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So tell me the duplicate query for employee number in target 1. Select employee number from count star from target 1. Group by what? Employee number having count of star greater than what?
Greater than 1.
What should be output? No rows selected. Null check. How can I do the null check for employee number column? Select star from target 1. Where what? Employee number is
null.
what will be the output? No rows selected. Now let us do the validation for target 2. That is nothing but your which table? Reject table. Can you just tell me, guys, validation? How to validate the count? Count validation. Can you just tell me, guys? Source count validation in the source side and in the target side. Tell me the query. Select count of star. This query I'm writing in the source side. What is the query? Select count of star from where?
target.
From source. Where what?
A
Where what? Tell me. Commission is null
or
or commission equals to what? 0. How many records will be there?
I need to check the target table.
The total is 14. 14.
1,
Hmm?
1.
No. So you understand the requirement. What is the requirement here? Here the records are going, which is either 0 or either null. So how many records are there total? Which is either 0 or either 1. I think apart from these 3 record, either they are what? Null or either they are 0. That means 14 minus 3 is how many?
11.
11. Yes or no, guys? Are you able to understand?
Where commission is null or commission is equal to 0.
0. Yes. Target table query. Select count of star from what? Target 2. What will be the output?
No rows.
What will be the output, Anu?
13.
13, huh? Guys, whatever you are telling, huh? See, these are the 14 records. Out of 14 records, only 3 records are there where there are values. Rest all are either null or either 0. That means in this table, the numeric values has gone. In this table, either null or 0 has gone. So how many records are there?
11.
11 records. Tell me, write down the data validation query. What will be the data validation query? Tell me. Data validation query. Select star from what? Source. Where what? Commission is
Commissions.
null or commission equal to 0 minus what?
Minus select
Star from which table? Target 2 table. Output will be what?
no rows select.
Duplicate and null check. I have already told in the employee number column. This is the validation of the routing transformation. See, first count is validated from the source and the target. So now, guys, in the target, there are 2 targets. Select count employee number from target 1 from target 2. Okay. Now, guys, here what happens is the total count in the source is 14. The target count is what? 3 and 11. This is 3 and this is what, guys? 11. Now, select count of from the source target 1 and target 2. If you add it, it will be 14. This is also a way to do. To add, if I add both the target and compare with source, that is also a way. Duplicate query, I told you. Null query, I told you. And there is one more query which is written that employee number in the reject table should not be in the target table. So that means what? Here the employee numbers should not be present in what? In this table. So by mistakenly, this employee number should not be present here. So what I have done is I have written a query here. What I have written is select employee number which is present means we have to write a sub query. What I have written, select star from target. Okay. Where employee number in select employee number from reject. That means let me just make it clear. Select star from target 1 where employee number in select distinct employee number from target 2. So if you remember sub query, what I told you in sub query is first which query gets executed? Inner query. This will give the distinct employee numbers and it will check if they in the target 1 table there should not be those employee number and output should be no records found. Column mapping is the minus query. Target 2 table again column mapping, null and duplicate will check. Next, guys, is the lookup transformation. So what happens in lookup transformation is this is very important transformation. Lookup transformation. Please pay your attention, guys, in the lookup transformation.
Sir, once again tell me that subquery, sir.
This one.
No, subquery,
Yeah, tell me which one. Okay.
subqueries.
Yeah, you have to understand this. This is target one. This is target two. Did you understood this much?
Yes.
So now in target two, there should not be any employee number from target one, right?
Hmm.
Because these employee numbers are unique value. In target one, the employee numbers are there where commission is having some value. Here the employee numbers are there where commission is either null or either zero, right? So this employee number should not be present here. So how can I write a subquery? Do you remember subquery? Query within a query is called a subquery. First inner query gets executed, then outer query gets executed based on the output of inner query. So what I will write, select star from target one, where what? Employee number in. What I have to write? Select. You can take distinct also, means the unique values, distinct employee number from which table? Target two. So what this query does, first it takes the employee numbers from here and then it gives it to the outer query. If the employee numbers are there, okay, it will match and it will display the output and that will become a bug. So there should not be any output. Output should be what, guys? No row selected. That means what is the output of this query, guys? Tell me the output of this queries. What will be the output of this query? Rakesh, can you think?
Select system target to
Means
count.
all these values will be there or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
These values.
Uh,
Now what will happen is these values will come from which query? From the inner query, yes or no?
yes.
Then which query will get executed? Outer query. What will be the output of outer query? Select a star from target where employee number in all these things. But what are the employee number in target one? These are
Different.
the values 7499, 7521, 7564. So these values are not present here. So output is what? No rows selected. That is what is the query, guys. Let us come to the lookup transformation. So here there's a lookup transformation means we have to load the data into the target table using the lookup table. Okay. So what happens, guys, is wait, let me just show you. There's a customer table, there's a lookup table, there's a target table. Now what happens is this from the customer table is looking into the lookup table and loading the CT into this final table, that is target table customer team. So what happens is based on the zip code, here the zip code is matching 40, 40, 80, 80, 44, 44. So based on that, we will load the data into the target table. If you see here, the table in this source table column is ID, name, and zip code. Here in the lookup table, the in this table, the column is zip code and city. So what happens, guys, is here what you have to see is the target table. If you see, there is ID 123 and name is what, guys? Ram, Shiva, and Kesha, and zip code is what? 80, 40, 44, and the city loaded is this one. That means from this table source customer is getting looked up from the lookup table, the cities, and getting loaded into the target table. So there are two things. First is the source table. Consider it as source one table. And then what happened? This is source two table, that is nothing but your lookup table. From the lookup table, the values will be looked and loaded into the target table. What is getting looked from the lookup table? That is the name of the table is city table. What is getting looked? The cities. So from the customer table, the cities are getting looked up and loaded into the target table. So we have to use either joins or subquery in lookup transformation validation. Always remember we have to use what? Subquery or joins. So now this is the requirement. We have to validate the data. The first validation is what, guys?
Count.
Lookup transformation validation. First we have to do is what? Count validation. Tell me the query in the count customer side. Select.
Count of star from
Count of star from where?
source.
Can I write it as source one?
Source one.
Join what?
Source two.
Source two. What is the joining condition?
Wait, Zip
Source 1 dot zip code equals to what? Source 2
target.
dot zip code. What will be the output of this query?
Is it just source to?
Yeah, tell me. What will be the output of this query?
3.
3. This is the query we have written where? In the source side. Now tell me the query in the target side. Tell me the query in the target side.
Select count of
Select count star from target.
from tar source.
What will be the output, guys?
3.
3.
Now tell me the data validation queries. Select what? ID, comma what? Let us just take it source 1. So I'm writing s1 dot id, comma 1. s1 dot name, comma, suppose s1 dot, what guys? Zip code. From which table? And then you have to take s2 dot ct. From which table, guys? Source 1, comma, source 2. Where what, guys? Now this source 1 name is what, guys? S1. Source 2 table name is what, guys? Name is what, guys? Source 2 table name is what? S2. Where what, guys? S1 dot what? Zip code equals to what, guys? S2 dot zip code. Then this is the query in the source side. Then what I have to use? Minus what, guys? Select ID, comma, name, comma, zip code, comma what? CT from no rows selected. Yes or no, guys? Yes. Next is the duplicate and null, which we can check from here. I have told you duplicate query. Can you tell me the duplicate query? Anu, can you tell me the duplicate query first? Select ID, comma what? Count of star from which table? Customer dim. Group by what? ID having what? Count of star greater than 1 and output is what, guys? No rows selected. Null check. If I want to check the null in the ID column, select star from customer dim where ID is null and output should be what, guys? No rows selected. Any doubts here?
No.
So to validate the data for the lookup transformation, we have to use what? Joins or subqueries, mainly joins for lookup transformation. This is the source query. This is the target query. This is data validation query. I told you. Duplicate check, null check, and one negative scenario, guys. This also, if you want, you can just use this also. This is what you have to do is, I have to see the CT in the CT table is not present in the customer dim table. Okay. So this should be output should be no. That means what, guys? In this CT, I take the CTs. Okay. All these CTs. Okay. Should be present from where? From the CT table. So what can I write? If I want to see that all the CTs which are taken from the CT table to the target table should be there. So what query I should write? First, I will write the select star from CT table. Where what, guys? Where CT? Let me just write down source 2. CT is getting confused. Table name source 2. And this I will write it as CT. Let me just write down it as CTS table name. The source to where what?
Yes.
Where city in what, guys? City not in what? Not in what? Select city from where? Customer dim table. Output should be what, guys? No rows selected. First, these cities will be shown. This city will be checked from here. Is there any city which is present in this table, not present in no there? So all the cities are present from this city S table to this target table. So this is fine. Any doubt in this query? Yes or no, guys? Yes. Any doubt, Anu?
No.
This completes your lookup transformation. Next is, guys, joiner transformation. This is again a very challenging thing, which I'll start most probably tomorrow, and then I'll tell you Excel to Excel, all those is validation, and then we'll move to the SCD. Okay. So actually in joiner transformation, what happened, guys, is that if the data is coming from same source, same table, then we can join those two tables and we can check the data from the target table. But the actual in join transformation, what happens? There's a question asked. What happens is requirement 1 is what, guys? That join a flat file and a relational source table and then load into the target. Requirement 2 is what, guys? Join two flat files and then load into the target table. And how will you validate the data? This is what is very, very important question. Both these things. First is what, guys? Join a flat file. A file is there and a table is there. And from both these sources, the data is getting loaded into a table. Then how will validate the data? Next is what? Two files are there and then getting loaded into the target. How will validate the data? So this is called as joiner transformation. We are using two separate sources and loading the data into the target. So what is the approach? Let us try to complete it today. What is the approach, guys, to validate these things? What is the approach is? First is DV to DV validation. What happens in DV to DV? There are three kinds of validation actually. If you know the validations in ETL testing, validation tricks or techniques in ETL testing. First is DB to DB validation. Then is Excel to Excel validation. Next is file to file validation. So these are the three validation approaches in techniques in ETL testing. DB to DB validation tells that we'll create a temporary table. Then what we'll do, load the data from the file to the temporary table and do table to table validation. That means what, guys? Count minus duplicate null, all those things we'll check how. First, we'll create a temporary table, then load the data from the file to the temporary table and then do the validation. How to create a temporary table? Do you remember that? Yes or no, guys? Yes.
Yes.
How to create a table is same as target table. Create table. Do you remember that? Table name as select star from which table? Backup table. Yes or no, guys? From the target table where 1 equals to 2. That means same table is created whose name is what? Table name. Suppose any table name I am taking for an example. Nothing, I'm just keeping a name as Apple. So Apple table is created. Okay. Oh. This is again a problem. Target where 1 equals to 2. Yeah. So a table is created whose name is Apple and is having the same structure as the target table. Now we'll load the data, import and load the data into the target table. And then we'll do the DB to DB validation like count validation, minus validation. That is nothing but your data validation. minus, then duplicate, validation, then your null check. This is called as what? Joiner transformation, guys. So now, guys, what is happening is, anyone pinging me? We'll see later. So you here what happened, guys, is that when you're loading the data, okay, so what will happen is, to load the data, what happens, guys, is what we'll do is we have a temporary table and a file. Okay, so what we will do is that from the data which is getting loaded into the file, okay, in the target table, and then what is happening, guys, is the one more table is there which is already where, what, guys? Yeah, one table is what, guys, is the normal table, and one table is what, guys, a temporary table. So we have to join those two table and then validate the data. So that is what is this query, guys. Select count a dot employee number from employee A. Suppose this is a temporary table whose name is employee A and department is the another table. We have joined the based on the department number. Output is 14. Target again output is 14. And then, guys, the count validation, data validation, select all this column from employee A, join department B on this thing, minus all this target table, and then duplicate and null validation, guys. This is called as DB to DB validation, guys. First, we'll create a temporary table. Then we'll load or import the data from the temporary table. Then we will do the validation. These three things you always remember to do the DB to DB validation, guys. You have to always remember these 3 points. This is approach 1. Any doubts, Rakesh, in this approach 1?
This is and they will tell for a database to database validation. That is what.
No, you will get a requirement. The requirement is what, guys? See, you are telling database to database. My requirement is one source is a file. Another source 2, okay, is a table. Now your target is what? Table. Now how will you do the validation? What you have to tell me? First, what we'll create? We'll create a temporary table. Load the data from where? From the file into what? Into the temporary table. All the data are loaded into what? Temporary table. And then what will happen, guys? We'll join this temporary table to what? To the source 2 table. Yes or no, guys? Yes. And then we will validate do the validation like count minus duplicate and null. That is what is called as what? DB to DB.
Source 2 table will be given, right?
What happened? No, in the source, that's what I'm telling you. One source is file, one source is table. Now, how will you validate the data?
Okay.
You will create one temporary table, load the data from the file into that source 1 table, and then join the source 1 and source 2, and then validate the data like count minus duplicate null. If both are table, then we can easily join and check, right? But here there is not the condition. Here the condition is one is file and one is table. So what will you do? First, you have to create a temporary table, then load the data from the file into the temporary table, then join those temporary table with this source 2 table, and then do the validation. Did you understood the approach?
Yes.
So this is approach 1, guys, DB to DB validation. From Monday, we will learn the other validations, Excel to Excel, file to file, and all those validations from Monday. That's all for today, guys. I'm sharing the notes. Thank you. Have a nice day. Please like and subscribe my channel. Bye-bye.